Hello, one and all. This is my view of My Hero Academia, Chapter 385, The Impulses of Youth. And this chapter finally gave us the chance to see the true protagonist of this series shine, the true MVP, the true #1 hero, good old Mineta. With just the power of his words and his selfless sacrifice, he was able to terrify All For One so much, he fled from the battlefield. Huzzah! But no, for real, the reason why All For One left is a bit weird. I mean, he gives explanation like, oh, every second counts, and he is clearly, very close to falling apart thanks to Aries Rewind quirk, but I think there's another reason that All For One doesn't actually give. He mentions here the braying howls of the weak. And we see Jiro, and we can't forget, when Jiro screamed, when Jiro shouted, her voice was able to reach all of the quirks inside of All For One, and they rebelled against him. They were able to fight back, even just for the tiniest bit of a second. So, I mean, that does make a lot of sense. He was about to steal Tokoyami's quirk. He was about to steal Dark Shadow, and that would have been just such an overwhelmingly bad idea for him. Because, I mean, let's not forget, Dark Shadow is perhaps the most sentient quirk we have ever seen in this entire series. It is alive, it has a personality, it has a relationship to Tokoyami, and if All For One tried to forcibly take that from him, I think there is a very, very good chance it would have ended, badly for him. The quirk would have rebelled, it would have convinced other quirks to rebel, and it just really would not have been worth it. So in this moment, it makes a lot more sense that he just, fully forget about Dark Shadow and instead focus on getting to Shigaraki so he could finish the merger somehow, some way. Though a very, very interesting detail is the fact that Mineta managed to attach one of his sticky balls to All For One's cloak. Which, All For One has a very strong habit of ignoring those he believes are beneath him, and there's nobody more beneath him than freaking Mineta. So it's very possible that All For One doesn't actually fully understand how overwhelmingly powerful these sticky balls really are. I mean, seriously, there is an episode of the anime, actually might be an OVA, but either way, where the sticky balls are strong enough to actually restrain All Might. And All For One, he is very, very powerful, but I don't know if he has, the same physical strength as All Might, so this could be fun. This could be a lot of fun, and it might turn out that Mineta ended up saving all of Japan, all of the world, from the terrors of All For One. And I would love that. I would absolutely love it. I know a lot of people really just truly overwhelmingly hate Mineta, and for some very good reasons, but what could be a better punishment for All For One than learning that he himself had failed because of this little creepy pervert? Oh, that'd be perfect. That'd be so absolutely overwhelmingly perfect. Though, All For One could certainly stand to suffer a loss right here, because, last few chapters have been him getting his butt kicked over and over and over again, and I very much enjoyed that. But we can't forget the fact this man is still a demon lord. He is insanely powerful, and in the span of 2 pages, he managed to take out Dark Shadow, Mount Lady, and Gigantomachia all at once. So yeah, that's bad. That is really, really bad. And to make things even worse, he managed to steal Hawks' quirk. Which, I'm not really sure how useful that will be. It seems like he can already fly, but at the same time, those feathers can be incredibly dangerous. Each one of them is basically like a full sensory organ in and of itself. And put in the hands of a genius tactician like All For One, that could be useful. That could be really freaking useful and incredibly deadly. Even if he only has 5 or 6 feathers on his back right now. Very curious. But for now, it does seem like there might be one more impediment to All For One reaching Deku and Shigaraki, and that is freaking Stain teaming up with Shoto and Ida. Oh, I'm excited. I am so excited for this. I mean, I've been saying for a very long time that I thought Stain and Ida would team up to fight somebody. My original thought was, Dobby, but he has gone and went, long time ago. So how about All for One? Could these three stop All for One? I mean, probably not. Probably not. Though it does seem like Stain might have a hoverboard. There's something very large next to him, and he managed to get up, on a freaking rooftop balcony. So, yeah, I'm gonna say hoverboard. And together, the three of them, I mean, they're pretty powerful. They are pretty powerful. So they might be able to do some damage to him. And I think it'd just be so absolutely amazing to see Ida team up with Stain, because, I mean, let's not forget, back during the Stain arc, Stain reprimanded Ida for going in to kill him when Native the hero was still there, was still in need of saving. Ida did not behave like a hero and focus on protecting people, and he was instead focused on his own selfish revenge. So in this moment, for Ida to decide, okay, you know what? I hate you, I despise you, I want you dead, but right now, we need to do what's best for Japan. We need to do what's best for the world. We need to stop All for One. That would be amazing. That would be so absolutely amazing. And it would just be such a great sign of all the growth he's undergone since the Stain arc. Since then, Ida has become a true hero, worthy of the name Ingenium. And speaking of true hero, back in the evacuation shelter, we have Death Arms return. And this line, oh my freaking god, this line. My body took action all on my own. Oh, just like Deku. Just like Deku all those years ago when he berated him and said, no, don't do this, don't run, you'll die for nothing. Well, now he's the same. Now Death Arms has become a true hero just like him. And I am so happy about that. Absolutely love it. Though I do need to wonder if this is, the end of the evacuation shelter. I mean, it was built up as like such a huge thing, like, oh, there are spies in the evacuation shelter. What are they planning? And if they were taken down this easily, that's a bit of a disappointment. I mean, the evacuation shelter was like the only uncertain element left in this battle. Everything else is basically taken care of. I mean, there's still the army of Twices, but they have like a whole lot of heroes fighting them right now, so I don't really think they're going to be a huge issue for anybody. There's, All for One, but, he's going to merge with Shigaraki at some point, some way, somehow. We all know that's going to happen. And then there's Shigaraki himself, but, Deku's fighting him in this moment. All that was really left was the evacuation shelter. And if that's become, finished now, yeah, I don't really know what's left of this battle other than just Deku, Shigaraki, and All for One punching one another for the next 20, 30 pages. But please let me know what you think down below. Do you think that Mineta's Sticky Ball will actually save the day somehow, some way? Do you think Stain is going to team up with Shota and Ida? And just God above, how would that freaking go? I'm so excited for that. So excited for that. And what do you think of Death Arms returning and, saying, my body took action all on its own? What do you think about him becoming a true hero? Huzzah! Let me know what you think of all this down below. And until next time, peace!